Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. It's the FPL Pundit here, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the transfer tips for game week 12. So if you're going to be making any transfers for game week 12, you should watch this video. This video consists of players you should buy, sell and hold in your fantasy Premier League, ranging from defenders to midfielders and to the attackers. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. But before that, if you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification icon so that anytime I post a new video, you are going to be aware. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into the video. Yeah, so welcome back, guys. So the first players we have on the list are Reguilon, Chalobah and Duffy. So for the buy hold sell, we have Reguilon, Chalobah and Duffy. Now I'm going to be giving you reasons why you need to take out these players if you have them in your team, or you should hold these players or you should buy them. Now the first person on the list, as you can see, is Reguilon, and it's just 5 million for the buy. And now why am I thinking that you should buy Reguilon? Now if you look at it, Tottenham have very good fixtures in the coming game weeks. They're going to be playing Burnley, Brentford, Norwich and Brighton, which are fixtures I think they can actually scale through, even scoring 3 points each in all the matches. Now another thing with Reguilon is, apart from keeping clean sheets, is a player who is more involved in Tottenham's attack, and with the arrival of the new coach Conte, we see that he could even be more involved in the attacking phase, as Conte might use the 3-4-3 formation or 3-5-2 formation for Tottenham, which means that we'll see Reguilon push higher up in the pitch. So that's the reason why I think you should get Reguilon. It's just 5 million, and I could even consider getting him into my team as well. So now moving on to the next player, we have Chalobah, who is 4.8 million. Now why am I thinking you should sell off Chalobah? Now we see that his time in the lineup for Chelsea squad has kind of been short-lived by the return of some players like Reece James, for example, and we see that even Alonso is injured, whom is replaced by Chilwell. So now Chalobah hasn't played, I think, in the last 2 matches for Chelsea, and he's not supposed to be a starter player or a starting player currently, as there are other players who are in the team with the higher hierarchy. So Chalobah is just a player who just started performing this season and is still yet to gain a lot of experiences from the matches. He's still one of Tuchel's best players so far this season, as far as I'm concerned. But once he goes back to the bench like this, I think you can actually save the money to get another player who always starts often. Now there are other times where you might need him, for example when Aspilicueta gets injured or when Christensen gets injured. But for now, I don't think you need Chalobah in your squad. So if you have Chalobah, I think you should discard Chalobah, as there are other better players you can get around the same price point. And if you also look at the fixtures ahead, it's unlikely that he's going to feature in some of these fixtures. For example, he's going to be playing against Manchester United in the next fixture, which I doubt is going to feature in. So now for Duffy's 4.4 million, is just is one of the most bought players, or should I say one of the players with the highest ownership in fantasy Premier League. Now why am I thinking that you should hold Duffy? Now Duffy, if you look at the fixtures ahead, are quite good. Yeah, Brighton has been really awesome this season. They're going to be playing against Leeds at home in the next match, followed by West Ham, then Southampton before they come to face Tottenham. But irrespective of these fixtures, Duffy is just 4.4 million, around the same price point as Livramento. And I think that he being on your bench or starting in your lineup, or whether he scores or assists or doesn't get clean sheets, is not really going to impact your team in the long run because of his price point. So he's a player you want to keep irrespective of the situation at hand. So you should actually keep Duffy. So that's that about the defenders. Let's move on to the midfielder. So for the midfield, for the buy, sell and hold, we have Mason Mount, Demarai Gray and Rafinha. Now why am I thinking that you should buy Mount? The last 2 matches we saw that when we played against Norwich, Norwich, Chelsea won the match with a lot of goals, and that was the highest scoring match we had so far this season, and Mount was able to get an hat-trick in that particular match. He got an hat-trick in the match, and in the next match I think it wasn't available because probably he was injured maybe, but now I think he's fully fit and he's back, and he could actually continue that top form in the coming game weeks. Now we see that they're going to be playing against Manchester United in Manchester United's at home, rather in Chelsea's home in the coming game week, which is this weekend. And we see that Mason Mount is most likely to feature in this match, most especially with the fact that we are yet to know if Lukaku is available, if he's going to be available for the match or not. But it is very likely that Lukaku gets back into the team, as probably he's already fit and the coach is trying to keep him fresh for Manchester United's match. So moving on, we before we move on, we also look at the next few fixtures for Mount. We see that he's going to be playing against Watford, playing against West Ham United, and he's going to be playing against Leicester City. So these fixtures are actually cool, and we could actually see Mount, do really good things in this coming month. And it's just 7.5 million, which is one of the one of the cheap ones for the game week. So go for Mount. You most likely never go wrong with getting Mount into your squad. So the next player is Demarai Gray. I think it's time manager sold Demarai Gray. Now if you look at the most transferred out player currently, Demarai Gray is currently one of the most transferred out players. So what are one of the reasons why we are transferring out Demarai Gray? We'll see that in the last few game weeks, Everton has actually been in a bad form, and Demarai Gray, which has actually also affected Demarai Gray's overall performance. No more goals from him, no more assists, as they are losing matches, drawing matches, and they are not even really scoring goals like that. Now we see the next match they're going to be playing against Brentford, which they are most likely to win, maybe. And the next match after that, they're going to be playing against Liverpool before they go face Arsenal and Crystal Palace. So this is the reason why I think you should sell Demarai Gray off now. They are not really in a good form, so Demarai Gray should leave your team. As with 5.7 million, you could actually sign other players for your squad. So most people who have Demarai Gray might have Townsend as well in their team. So I think Townsend is the better player for you to keep in your team, as Townsend most likely is the penalty taker, the set piece taker for Everton. So for that particular reason, you could actually want to keep Townsend in your team and sell Demarai Gray instead. So the next player we have is Rafinha for Leeds United. So I think at the point in time he was injured, and some people sold him off, some people held him. And if you look at the next few fixtures for Leeds United, although Leeds United has been quite inconsistent, but at least they've been able to balance it. They're not losing too much, they're not winning too much, so they're just on the average. So they're going to be playing against Brighton in the next match, and after Brighton, they're going to be facing Crystal Palace, playing against Brentford before they go face Chelsea. So if you look at the first three fixtures before they play Chelsea, there are fixtures we could actually see Rafinha, get some good performance and get goals and assists, and just 6.6 million. And out there are not really many good players who are fit for your team. So if you have Rafinha, I think you should hold on to him tight. Just keep Rafinha in your team and just hope for the best. So moving on to the attack, that's the strikers. We have Harry Kane, Antonio, and Vardy. Now, this is actually it's a very tricky one. Now, many of you could start wondering now, why do I think that you should sell Antonio? We're still going to get to that, but let's quickly look at Harry Kane first. Now, like I said again, now Tottenham is going to be having a new turn. They are having very good fixtures ahead with a very new coach who is experienced and has very good records in the Premier League already. Now, Harry Kane is 12.2 million. And I think you should buy Harry Kane. I don't know if you actually have the funds to get him, but if you look around your team, if you have up to two transfers, you should be able to get Harry Kane. Now, if you look at the next fixtures, look at it, they're going to be playing against Burnley, Brentford, they're going to be playing against Norwich before they go face Brighton. So now this is actually a very good platform for Antonio Conte, to showcase his skills and showcase his experience and help Harry Kane get back in top form. So if you don't have Harry Kane, and if you notice, there are not many really premium strikers out there that are actually doing very well. Ronaldo is being inconsistent. Antonio isn't doing well. Vardy is kind of inconsistent. And looking at the fixtures ahead for Harry Kane, they are actually very good, and they are fixtures we can actually see a very dope performance from this player. So Harry Kane 12.2 million is actually very good for it. It's actually okay for you to buy. So if you're thinking of getting a premium striker, Harry Kane is the guy to go for this game week, and the coming game weeks up to the 4th game week, you should sign Harry Kane. So now moving on to the player I think you should sell is Antonio. Yes, I'm telling you to sell Antonio. Antonio is 8.2 million. Yes, if you look at his next fixture, there could be some inconsistency coming from Antonio. Why have I said this? If you look at the past 3 game weeks, I think now West Ham has been able to put up a good performance, scoring many goals. But if you look at these goals, Antonio hasn't been directly involved in the goals. When I mean directly involved, he hasn't assisted any of the goals nor scored from any of the goals. Now he has been giving key passes, yeah, true, but he is a striker and this is what we want him to do. And in Fantasy Premier League, we don't care about your key passes, your tackles and all those things. All we care about is scoring goals and assisting the team and bonus points. So now if you're not going to be getting us that, if you're going to have a player who is not going to be getting you that, you shouldn't have this player in your team, and keeping him for too long could be detrimental, where there are other players out there you can actually sign that can, you know, get you up with good points. So looking at the fixtures again, like I said, they're going to be playing against Manchester City in Manchester City's home. That's away. It's going to be a very difficult fixture, and West Ham most likely might not come out of this one with a good result. And Antonio could even also blank in this game week. So except maybe against Brighton in the next game week after Manchester City before they go face Chelsea, and I don't think there's a way they're going to be beating Chelsea in their home. It's possible, it's not possible, but they're going to be playing against Burnley too. So you see, there are just some inconsistency with the fixture. When I mean inconsistency, that is no guaranteed results from all these fixtures coming up. So because of that, you 8.2 million, the other players you could actually look out for, so you can actually sell Antonio. So moving on to Vardy with the old, I think you should hold Vardy. Yes, a lot of managers are selling out Vardy now, as I can see in the most transferred out players. Vardy is one of the most transferred out players, and I think a lot of managers seem to be impatient with Vardy now. Vardy is just 10.8 million. It's quite on the premium side, also on the budget side somehow. But if you look at the fixtures, they are very interesting. It's going to be playing against Watford before they go face Southampton, before they go face Aston Villa, then Newcastle. So these fixtures are actually very good fixtures for Leicester City. Although Leicester City has been kind of inconsistent, but I think that you should give Vardy a chance. If you have Vardy already, and if you don't have Vardy, you necessarily don't have to go and buy Vardy. But if you have Vardy already, I don't think you should transfer Vardy. Vardy is a player for you to hold for the next 4 game weeks. So these are the players I think you should buy, you should hold and sell so far ahead of game week 12 and probably for the whole of this month. So I think that will be all for it today on the transfer tips for game week 12. And if you have any new ideas, or if you have any contrary opinion to what I've said so far, you can actually put them in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification icon, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And it's really going to help my channel a lot, so that other viewers can benefit from what I'm telling you guys. Yeah, so that'll be all for it today. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you right in the next one. Peace.